G'day and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. This time round we're gonna chat with Eridas. No, not chat with Eridas, although we may do that too, but we're gonna level Eridas. So he's only got improved skill, because the types of improvements you can do are limited. Like, you can do at most one each time until he advances tier. This actually means, I think, this is the last advance until he goes up a tier, which is kind of neat. Let's give Eritas something else. Sorry about the background noise. That's annoying that it came through. Let's go with initiative. Yeah, let's go with initiative. Initiative, running, endurance. Like, actually, no. Let's make him real good at smashing things. And he does hit tier 2. So this then boosts his smashing even further. And kinetic overdrive gives him even more to his pools. And we can now pick something. So we can give him a attack or hook. Let's do hook. Grabs an enemy and moves them towards him rather than having to charge into them. That seems reasonable. Oh, and he gets a skill to increase as well. Let's boost melee weapons. He's got a heavy weapon. I think it'd be better to just boost melee weapons overall, and then we can do that. Okay. Cool. Close. And we are some ways from that. We've actually got 2 tiers. So Eridas is actually our most experienced character. Interesting. Alright, our dominant tides are gold and blue. I just assumed, for some reason in that last conversation, that the aura around us had an impact. Rin grabs your wrist and stops walking. She's trembling, staring at Tolmago standing atop the platform.
It's her. Don't take me up there. Don't make me go back to her.
She looks at you, her eyes wide and pleading. What did she do to you? She's what's the word? She steals people. Her tone is low. She keeps herself partially hidden behind you. It's clear she doesn't want to attract attention. She found me, said I was her property. Those thugs were looking for me. She sent them, but I won't go back. I'm never going back. You won't let her have me, will you? I'll take care of her and make sure you never have to be a slave again. Just don't kill her, alright? Nobody should get hurt for me. I would definitely not want to do that. Okay. Sup, Toll? Ah, there's my little lost bird. Glad you found her. Now send her on over here and we'll count this job done. I don't want to go. We need to talk about this, Toll. No, we don't. Just give me the girl and... She puts her hand to her face. Fine. I didn't want to tell you this, but damn it. Here's my dirty little secret, and if you tell anyone, I'll burn your flesh and scatter your bones. I'm a cast-off like you. You know why I want the girl? It's because she helps control the tides in me. She keeps them from slipping out into the world. Without Rin, everyone around me gets hurt, or even killed. If I use an adult for this, they die. So here's the deal. You give me the kid, and I'll teach you how to control your tides better. Don't, and well, let's not get into don't, will we? Okay. No deal. We'll have to settle this some other way. No, the time for talk is over. She stares at you and you feel a sudden swirling in your psyche, a cacophony of dueling emotions. She's doing something with the tides, filling you with sickness and despair, the overwhelming compulsion to lie down and sob. She stops, a grin smile on her face. You want an example of what cast-offs can do? You want to know why I want the girl? She stops me from doing that. Now give them to me. How about this? You stop using your tides to hurt people, or I'll tell the cult of the changing god you're a cast-off. Her face loses its mocking cheer, and she speaks slowly and deliberately. If you do that, I will spread your guts across the harbour. You do not put those mewling sycophants on my trail. Are we clear? Good. Now send Rin over. I won't stand for threats. One more like that, and I will shut her up. Did you just use the tides on me? Is that what you do to Rin? Frequently. Do you have a problem with that? It's better than the alternative. I'm not a Leecher killer. I'm not. You said... let's see. Let's go with... You should learn how to control their powers better. You don't need to use someone else as a sponge. She spits, not quite at your feet, but certainly near them. A cast-off who says a cast-off who can't control her own tides. Items, charm paste. So how can you justify keeping Rin in your custody? Release your claim. Yeah. That's why I had the charm paste. Okay. Fine. She grits her teeth. Fine, you've convinced me. You can keep her, but you treat her right, you hear? If I even get even a hint you've made Rin unhappy, I'll track you across the ninth world. She concentrates for a moment, and the miasma that fills your mind lifts. You know what? I'll even live up to my part of the bargain. I'm going to help you teach you about your tides, because it will help you keep Rin safe. You ready for this? Alright, let's do it. She fights to keep the despairing sneer off her face. You know I hate all of this cast-off skist, alright? So, the changing god, he made us. Not on purpose, but maybe we're just an accident. But he made us. He uses the tides to transfer his mind. You felt them, I'm sure. Surges of power, emotion, whatever. That's the tides. They're pushing around inside of you. You focus them into something. You can make a weapon out of them. Manifests differently for each of us. Most of us don't think about it, but I figure use every tool at your disposal. She breathes out. Close your eyes. Feel that coiling power in you? That's the tides. Now feel this. I'm going to push a little power at you. Try to fight it off. With your eyes closed, you can see the energy emanating from her. A dark, angry spike of red-hued power that drifts towards you. Instinctively, you raise your hands to bat it away, and she snorts. With your mind, use the tides. As the tidal dagger drifts closer to you, you feel something inside you uncoiling, a vast and restless power whose depths you can barely comprehend. It's reminiscent of the energy you used to blast the sorrow fragments out of your mind, but now you can control it. You breathe out, pushing her probe away. That's it, she says. That's it. Practice that. And we're done. Fantastic. Now that I know you're a cast-off, let's talk about you a little more. It's not a core part of my identity, you know. I don't walk around thinking, oh, I'm a cast-off, let me think about my place in the world. She jabs a finger into your chest. I'm my own person, got it? But fine, ask a question. Do you know any other cast-offs? I knew Riastrad, a glaive covered in living metal armor. He had some underworld connections. Didn't end well for him. Last I heard, he'd scrambled his brain trying to change his past with dodgy Numenera. For the rest of the cast-offs, no, I keep to myself, and I'll thank you to keep my existence secret. What is it you're hoping to accomplish with your life? Why become a slave when you're effectively immortal? She eyes you speculatively. Why? Because it was easy to fall into the life. Because it was a challenge to get good at it. Because I don't particularly care what others think about me. She rakes her hair back. This tattoo, it doesn't define me. I'm not the man who made me. I owe him nothing. I owe you nothing. I owe the world nothing. It's my life and these are my choices. I won't argue that choosing your own life is the best course, but why slavery? Because I'm matching myself against the criminal class. Because I don't like people. Because it's not your damned business. My choices are my own and they're not subject to review. I have no standing to judge your choices, but then what gives you the right to judge others? You mean who gives me the right? The answer's easy. She smiles crookedly. I do. That's the whole point of this exercise, isn't it? My life, my rules. You don't like it, get out of the way. No one's making you deal with me. If you don't have any other epiphanies to share with me, I've got some important none of your business to attend to. Do you know anything about the sorrow? The what? Oh, you mean that monster that looks like the knight mated with some year-old corpse? I don't. Nothing that would be helpful anyway. I felt it a while back, though. Felt like it glanced my way. Felt like it told me, not yet. She shakes herself free of the memory. But no, can't help you with anything about it. You're telling me about the tides. What about them? What's to do with your followers? They seem a little strange. They are Rin-filtered, I guess. My tides. I turn my energy outward and it makes most people sick, but Rin changed that. Instead of making them sick, it gave them hallucinations, pleasant dreams, a euphoria that improves their days. Right now they're suffering because I've been bleeding off into them, slowly. Bad combination. Very well, let's leave it at this.
Alright, Rin, you can do this.
You totes can, Rin. Okay. So, what do we got? We need to try and find the other loss of selves. I think that's really my priority right now. So what I'm thinking is I'll head up here. And I'll check around the government square, because I don't think I've really spent much time here this run. Adopted family, dead, I don't know. Let's see. So we spoke with Sigan, but it could be someone else. Got kiddos here. Trash piled up against buildings, no. Gibra people over here. Ayen, who knows, maybe.
Above. Sideways.
Just basically looking for people with names, that helps.
You remind me of a prince. A tiny glowing prince.
Tiny. Glowing. Prince?
Alrighty. So what we'll do is we're going to interact with this Numenera because we can. Ooh, who the hell's that? This fountain is constructed of material that seems halfway between wood and stone. It doesn't contain any water as might be expected. Instead, it's filled with swarming tiny fish-like creatures that leap and cavort in wriggling mass, chattering to each other in what sounds like 1,000 different tongues. Let's have a look at the fountain. The fountain, now you're looking into it, is unfathomably old. Coppery tongue-like decorations curl up and over the rim of the structure as if lapping the endless stream of creatures within. And let's listen to the creatures. You fold your arms, listening intently to the fish jabber at each other. It sounds like a cloud of nonsense syllables mashed into baby speak. A few oft-repeated sounds tug at your memory until something unravels. You stand before a rusty intelligence terminal, surrounded by crooked ruins. Laying unfamiliar hands against cracked glass, you speak words in all the languages you know. This takes some time. The terminal awakens at the sound of an ancient guttural greeting. You recognize it immediately as one of the words of the fish-like creatures babbling cheerfully to each other. Let's try and catch one of the fish. Shouldn't you have a boost because it's a quick fingers task? And she's the one with actual training. Yeah, Rin, go for it. Good job. You deftly snatch a single fish from the glistening, tumbling flood. The bubbling mass of remaining creatures swarm together in nonsense outrage. And if we look at this, yep, it just gives us, it's an oddity. Try to catch another creature. Wait. Oh, I can't repeatedly try.
Something to do.
Wait, where's Alchem-Peri? There, you. This woman seems absorbed by what she's doing. Her blue eyes narrowed in concentration. You realize she's the nicest looking person you've seen in a while and feel almost compelled to approach her. She shakes out the golden cloth she's examining and holds it up to the light. Such beautiful colors. She meets your gaze. It would look lovely on you. In fact, she leans back for a moment and looks you up and down pensively. She nods once to herself as if pleased. As I thought, no touch of a miserly nature in you. She offers you a sweet, shy smile. We're going to get along just fine. And you! She turns to Rin, crouching down so on the same level. Wait, what's this? She reaches behind Rin's ear, and when she turns to see what she's doing, Alkin taps her lightly on the nose. Rin laughs, and Alkin smiles. Such a gem. Yours? She glances up at you. Her expression softens at the look on your face. She stands and takes your hands in hers. You're a good person, she says simply, and looking into your eyes as if willing you to believe it, then she lets go. A foster girl. So few are willing to open their hearts these days. Who are you? My name is Alchem-Peri. You can call me Alkin if you like. I'm a Chiurgeon, but I mostly work with children. You know, healing scraped knees, the occasional broken bone. We're lucky here in Zegas that it's rarely anything more serious. I heard that you're the keeper of the House of Empty Time. Ah! She glances at Rin and then bows her head for some moments. What do you want to know? A home for the girl? Perhaps, perhaps. Why is the House of Empty Time a secret? Because it's not the strongest system in the world. No one's sure how many trips the old thing can stand, so only use it for those who really have nowhere else to go. And if everyone knew about it, some of them would treat it the same way they do other orphanages. Would find babies dumped in boxes, small children left crying with nothing but the clothes on their backs. She realizes Rin is watching her in growing horror makes an obvious effort to stop herself. She breathes deeply, then smiles at Rin. You can see her hands are shaking slightly with the effort of controlling her anger. So we keep the gate for children who really need it. Do you understand? You mean orphans? She watches the way you and Alkin are looking at her. Good thing I'm not one, then. Alkin smiles but says nothing. I often forget how the truth can affect children. Still, it's better than lying. How does it work? A child enters a gate and emerges in another time to find a new family waiting for them. Willing parents register with the keeper in their own time period, and, after rigorous questioning, have their names added to the gate itself. After that, who knows? The children have loving families, and those families have children to love. What are you doing? Waiting for an appointment. Can you tell me about this place? Of course, this is Government Square, home to the City Council and the Order of Truth. The rest is embassies and city records, but you might enjoy a stop at the Red Thicket. She points to the red stone enclosure nearby. Oh, you might not. It's a place where secrets are traded, and having a few secrets of my own, I make a poor visitor. Alright, farewell. I don't really want to dump Rin off, and I don't see anyone else who's a good candidate for that kind of thing. So what we can do is we can chat with some of these people. You can't hear a thing I'm saying to my colleague here, can you? So this is the Red Thicket is a building where you literally cannot overhear a conversation between someone else. This woman's expression defies easy definition. It's cool and professional, but focused, interested. She nods at you and clasps her hands. I haven't seen you in here before, she says. Her voice is oddly muted. Before we begin, you should understand where we are. She gestures to one of the plant-like structures nearby. This is the Red Thicket. No one can listen in on our conversation here. You can only hear me because I'm speaking to you directly. One of her eyebrows arches suddenly. You're trying to scan my thought. You won't find anything in my mind. If I could be undone by such a simple trick, I'd be out of business. She flicks the air near her shoulders, though nothing is there. It's a useful skill nonetheless. People's best secrets are rarely found on the surface, but their thoughts can guide you if you listen. I expect you and I will have much to talk about. Have you come to trade? I can't read your thoughts, but you can read mine. No, if I could, I'd have no need to trade now, would I? I'm a broker, not a thief. Trade what? I'm a knowledge broker, a hunter of information. Come to me with questions, and if I have answers, I will trade them. She straightens further and blinks once, managing to make the simple action look as though it was planned in advance. My pricing is simple, a secret for a secret. The only condition is it must be one I do not already know, and I should warn you, I know a great deal. How do I know you won't claim to know a secret you've never heard before? A fair question, but I don't bother with assurances. You can either judge my honesty for yourself, or take your business elsewhere. What's a catch? Well spotted. There is one, of course, but it's hardly unexpected. Anything you choose to tell me will, of course, be traded to others in due time. In short, if you wish to keep something a secret, don't tell it to me. Why don't you trade these secrets directly to people involved? A number of reasons, but chiefly this: I am a broker, not a blackmailer. Alright, let's try exchanging some secrets. Good. What information do you need? How about I trade you information for a secret you find interesting? Agreed. What do you offer? Would you accept secrets about Zega's Cliffs? Of course, if I don't already know them, of course. A couple in Circus Minor adopted an orphan named Jerem. The boy is from a distant past. Ah, from the House of Empty Time, I imagine. Poor child. She touches the air beside her ear. Now, for your interesting secret. She traces the corner of her lips thoughtfully. Of course. My sources say the visitant Pillai has been lining her pockets with the proceeds from Stitch eggs. Yeah, but I already know that one. Why can't I say, hey, no, I knew that one? Come on. We already know these. Then nope. Sure. You're gonna tell me shit I already know. Alright, let's talk to Irathor Bren. This slim man seems to be in good shape, though his face remains hidden within his hood. He carries himself with confidence. His clothing exudes something like smoke that makes him look a bit like a ghost. Perhaps a man who can't be found if he doesn't want to be. Irathor Bren. Pleasure. I'm a Merc, head of the Anthing Spectre Company. What brings you to the Red Ticket? What's your company doing in Sagus? Negotiations. I'm meeting with a few council representatives. They may want us for some ongoing work. He shows his teeth. Bit of a bidding war going on right now, to be honest. We're in demand. So long as all sides are interested, struggle will prevail, as it should be. And there's something in that satisfaction behind the smile that catches your notice. He's not just happy at the prospect of a solid payday. It's a man who believes everything is going according to plan. Tell me about the Ianthine Spectre Company. We do infiltration mostly, he says with the smoothness that implies he's given this speech before. Sabotage, assassinations, assorted hostile recovery. Sometimes the city hires us to handle local threats, problematic tribes, Roman predators, you name it. It's been pretty quiet these days, not like when we got started. Our first big job was a series of assaults in the Endless Battle. She looks familiar. That tattoo especially. Can't imagine why I know her though. His eyes flick to your tattoo, for an instant. I love how we see two layers of information, but we see the more detailed one first. It kind of feels like it should be the other way around. They should like put the perception ones and then the mind reading ones, but you know, whatever. As long, I mean, we do get both. What did you do in the Endless Battle? Can't say. Contracts, you understand? All I can tell you is that Chalcedon pays on time. It's more I can say for some of the other employees I've had in the past. One of the best jobs we ever had. Come on, you can't tell me any more than that. We're in the Red Ticket, I remember. You got a point. Alright, our objectives involve suppressing information without being seen. We lost more than we could afford, but the Chalcedon made sure we got paid more than our fair share. And that's all I'm going to say. Now, my time for questions. It's not the tattoo that gives you... just the tattoo that gives you away. I know you, don't I? Where from? We fight together? Fight each other? What is it? Tell the truth now. No, if you're lying. Thoughts don't tell me anything. I'll have to try the direct approach. Let's try and remember how we know Irathor. Success! You focus on the man, his features, and open your mind. Can we trust them? You hear yourself say, your voice muted by the ears. They're mercenaries. Of course we can't. That's not what I meant, you snap. Can we trust them to finish the work? If not, kill them now. There's no time for uncertainty. You return to the present just in time to hear Irathor speak again. I was also in the Endless Battle. Say no more. Should have known with that tattoo or not. My curiosity does get the better of me. Can you read my thoughts? Only way you know that is if you can read mine. Useful skill, isn't it? Most of the time, anyway. Alrighty. Well, I don't think there's anything else to really chat to him about, at least right now. That's really cool. Oh, that's a Changing God tattoo. Everything. Nice.
On it.
Okay. So, we didn't see a loss of self here. We could check there for a loss of self, but I don't think any of them in the past have turned out to be. So I think we should check the caravanserai. I think we only need one more, maybe.
Yes, now.
So Tranquility, we could chat with her. Who else do we have?
Yes, now.
Ooh, okay. Come on. Oh, we can't quite get in there. But that's where we're gonna need to go. Eventually... Okay, I don't know you, but I'm gonna have a look. There's a bloom in the background, which is our other major city, which is kind of funny to have right next to the first one, like literally right next to it. But I suspect we can't get there just yet.
Doing begets learning, I guess.
And then there's Ranmenera. Alrighty, so we got all this stuff. These will be useful as well, but what we need to do right now is, I guess, chat with Tranquility. A woman as tall and graceful as a willow steps forward to greet you. She bows and looks at you with warm, gold-flecked eyes. Welcome to Tranquility's Rest. I am the proprietress, Tranquility. Are you looking for a place to take your ease? As she speaks, your sense of delicious calm comes over you, and you find yourself wanting to agree with her. There's nothing you'd like better right now than the peace and solitude of a quiet room. You begin to wonder if the sense of peace that surrounds Tranquility has something to do with the way she speaks. Her voice is low and rich, and she appears to be modulating in some way. The technique is subtle but profound, calming, making you feel a little sleepy. You're using your tone of voice to calm me. Is that something you learned? She raises her eyebrows. Very few people notice that. Well done. I am indeed manipulating my voice. When I opened this place, I wanted it to make it the most relaxing hostel in the ninth world, and I worked to make every aspect of it soothing, even my voice. Another talent of mine has been useful as well. Could you use your calming abilities to put me in a trance? No one has ever asked me that before. Normally I would refuse for fear of some complication, and perhaps retaliation for that. But I sense a certain affiliation between us, a kindness we both share. I don't think any harm will come of it. If you feel it will help you, I will do it. She reaches out to you. Now take my hands and close your eyes. As you take her hands, a scent of like baking bread and honey overwhelms you. She begins to sing in a soft but resonant contralto. The melody fills your head, making it heavy with slumber, so that your chin drops to your chest. You feel like you're being lowered gently into a warm bath. The water closes over your head, but there's no fear of drowning. You've returned to the womb, where all is comforting darkness and a steady pulse of a beating heart. Okay, that is a different way of accessing this area. You're looking, a lot more well rested than you usually do. Why am I here again? You died. I mean, not dead, but you came awfully close. You should be more careful out there for both of us. Okay, yeah. That was interesting as a way of accessing that area without dying. Or even being close to dying? Huh. Okay. Welcome back, friend. You've been missed. Your perfume seems to contain some kind of pheromones. Oh, wait, sorry. Callistide sniffs the air. There's more to this woman's charms than long legs and sweet words. She's giving off some kind of calming pheromones. Interesting. Really? Are you manipulating me? If calming can be said to be manipulating, I suppose I am. But it's nothing more than that. I cannot control minds or influence thoughts. Like my voice, my scent seems to relax people. It's one of the reasons I believed opening a hostel might lead to success. Okay. So that is not it.
Fine.
What's this? Besides the bed is a handsome and well-made night table with a single drawer. A large book sits atop it. Let's have a look at the book. The pages of the book are made of thick vellum and it appears to be an atlas of the region. The book is open to a map that depicts the city of Sega's cliffs, the Valley of Dead Heroes nearby, a range of mountains to the north, labelled as Osophagan Range, and a circular desert farther to the east, marked as the Lost Sea. A thin strip of fabric has been placed between the pages. A second fabric strip marks another place in the book. Let's try to judge the age of the book. Doesn't seem new, its pages are worn from frequent use, but that's all you can discern. Could be anywhere from 10 to 50 years old. No dates stamped on any of the pages. Let's look at the names of nearby settlements. So besides Sega's Cliffs, you see a few other cities and towns. In the center of the circular desert are a large blue dot labeled the Oasis of Mrajola, and a similar smaller dot next to it, Jerboa. On the other side of the desert is another city named Harif. On one end of the Valley of Dead Heroes is a dot labeled the Necropolis. It's unclear whether this is a settlement or a site of interest. Examine the other page marked by the fabric strip. You see another full-page map, this time representing a region called Orgor Kala. It seems to be somewhere to the northwest of Sega's Cliffs, and it's defined by a massive ring of mountains labeled as the Clock of Kala. The mountain range is so perfectly round it was almost certainly engineered by artificial means in the distant past. Several cities and towns dot the landscape, but the largest and most prominent is named Sada Imiru. After a few moments, you turn back to the map of the Sega's Cliffs region. So that is basically the area which is where most of the pen and paper stuff has been detailed, I guess. And let's look at the night table. Finally made single drawer. Try and open the drawer. It appears to be locked, but you can hear something rattling inside. Noise is faint but constant, as if the object were alive. So, someone with quick fingers. Yes, Rin. Good job. After a bit of effort, you hear a satisfying click and the drawer opens soundlessly. Inside, you find a small ornamental comb that looks like a jeweled insect. In fact, it is a jeweled insect, a biomechanical marvel that is very much alive. The pincers seem to fasten themselves upon locks of hair, and its wings allow it to hover around the wearer's head. Several strands of hair are still clutched in the comb's pincers. They are a vibrant purple. You've seen this style of mechanical craftsmanship before. It's very old, probably older than the Ninth World. Leave the end table alone. That item is a quest item, so we can't really do that much about it. But yes, it's a comb that is actually an insect. It grabs locks of hair and hovers around your head, creating weird hairstyles. Okay, so the next step is to, I'm still looking for loss of self. I'll see what I can find for that. Otherwise, I guess just keep looking around and picking up quests and doing them. We're most of the way through to what we need to head to the next area, so it's all about doing side quests right now. But I quite like doing side quests, so if you're gonna watch this Let's Play, I guess you'll have to get used to it. Alright, until then, see ya! Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time and effort watching the videos I make. If you'd like to watch more, on the left there should be another video from this playlist. On the right there will be whatever YouTube recommends, and in the center there is a convenient subscribe button just in case you need it.